Sa Rodax hematology, there are four major hematology instruments na pinanggit doon. You have the Beckman Coulter Unicell DXH 800, you have the Sysmex XN series, the Abbott Celdine Sapphire, and Siemens Advia 2120i. So with regards to the question a while ago about VCS technology, it actually refers to the method used by letter A, the Beckman Coulter Unicell DXH 800 for cell counting. By now, we have tackled a lot of automation, but before we discuss further, I hope you focus yourselves, especially dun sa una nating hematology analyzer, which is Beckman Coulter. So in automations like in Beckman, there are parameters that are being read. And basically, depende sa mga parameters na read kung either directly measured sila, derived, or computed. So we'll focus again on Beckman-Coulter Unicell DXH800. So sa CBC measurements ni Beckman-Coulter, you have also the corresponding parameters na ginagamitan natin. So mga directly measured na CBC measurements natin would be the RBCs, WBC, hemoglobin for HB, and PLT4 platelet. Ano naman pag sinabi nating derived measurements? So dalawa tayo. You have the RBC histogram and derived from platelet histogram. So pag derived from RBC histogram, we have two CBC parameters. You have the MCV, which is your mean cell volume, and your RDW, which is the red cell distribution width. How about derived from platelet histogram? Pareho lang siyang MCV and RDW. Pinalitan mo lang actually ng platelet yung mga values, yung mga abbreviation. So mean platelet volume, and you have the platelet distribution width. If you have directly measured, mga derived na mga measurements, you also have computed values. What are these computed values? You have the hematocrit, the MCH, which stands for mean corpuscular hemoglobin, and the MCHC, which is your mean cell hemoglobin concentration. The last portion for this one would be the differentials. You have the 3-part differential and the 5-part differential. For the 3-part differential, we have the lymphocytes, mononuclear cells, not monocytes, guys. Take note, instead of monocytes, sa 3-part differential, it's still mononuclear cells. And I will explain later why mononuclear cells lang sila. And then the last one for the 3-part differential, you have the granulocytes. For 5-part differential, we now have the neutrophil, the monocyte, the lymphocyte, the eosinophil, and the basophil. So sabi na natin kanina dito, they are not directly measured yung mga derived from RBC histogram. So meaning, hindi siya nakuha ng machine alone. May mga ginamit siyang mga sources ng kanilang values. Sample, yung mga directly measured, specifically, directly acquired siya sa machine. However, for derived from RBC histogram, tong mga to, kumbaga kay machine galing yung histogram, and then yung histogram, dun manggagaling yung mga derived values natin. So wag kakalimutan, guys. So, itong mga computed values natin are also formula-based. I will also tackle that later when we go further with automation. So, this is the summary of the steps on how Beckman-Coulter analyzes the complete blood count parameters na nangyayari. But I'm going to have a diagram here para mas ma-internalize natin. Hindi lang tayo nagde-depend dito sa mga wordings. It's better if we can actually visualize what happens inside the Beckman-Coulter. Although this is not the most accurate representation of what happens inside the Beckman-Coulter CBC analysis. So first, let's dig deeper, okay? First, you have here, ito na yung machine natin. For example, this is our hematology analyzer, the CBC machine, like the Beckman-Coulter machine. So first of all, we will sabi sa step 1 natin, if you look into your notes, aspirated whole blood. So yun yung specimen natin, guys, aspirated whole blood. So recall lang, ano ngang tube yung ginagamit natin for CBC? That would be the lavender top. So, di ba, may animation pa tayo. So, this lavender top contains what additive? It contains an anticoagulant. But what type of anticoagulant does it contain? It contains the EDTA. Huwag kakalimutan. So, EDTA yung ginagamit natin, anticoagulant in a lavender tube, which is the most common tube used in the hematology department. So, aspirated yung whole blood and then divided and diluted yung ginamit ay yung whole blood na na-aspirate into two aliquots. After that, Sabi sa number 2, the aliquots are delivered to two chambers. So specifically, these are your chambers. You have chamber 1 here and then your chamber 2. Malaman natin mamaya kung ano ba yung meaning ng mga chambers na to. Ano ba meaning ng chamber 1 and chamber 2. So perhaps nagtaas na tayo. So we have chamber 1 and then chamber 2. So pwede nating palitan yung chamber 1 into the RBC chamber and then yung chamber 2 would be the WBC chamber. So yung first aliquot natin is pupunta kay chamber 1 which is the RBC chamber. And that RBC chamber has how many dilution? Sabi dito 1 is to 6,250 dilution. Pero 'di ba diniscuss natin a while ago na kapag dilution more commonly ang ginagamit na unit is fraction. Hindi ko alam ba't ang ginamit ni Rodax dito ay ratio. So ang kanyang dilution ay 1 is to 6,250 dilution. Delivered siya sa RBC chamber wherein ko-compute daw natin dito si red blood cell and platelet count. So take note guys. So mamaya na yung WBC chamber. So dito daw pala natin um, ika-count yung RBC and platelets. So take note, hindi lang red blood cells ang kina-count sa RBC chamber, pati na din daw si platelet. And malalaman natin mamaya how are they able to count these two different cells that has opposing function, that has different functions, guys. So sa WBC chamber naman, ang kanyang dilution, take note is 1 is to 251 dilution. Sabi dito, the second aliquot is delivered to WBC chamber. And very important to understand that first, it is treated with the lysing reagent for hemoglobin count. Kasi sa WBC chamber, hindi lang WBC cells ang kinakount natin, we are also counting the hemoglobin. And yung hemoglobin natin, saan ba nanggagaling hemoglobin? Sa red blood cells. Take note that the red blood cells main component are hemoglobin. Bakit kailangan nating i-lyse yung RBC? Na-count na ba natin yung RBC kanina? Yes, we already counted it in the RBC chamber. Therefore, we don't need to count the red blood cells here in the second chamber. That's why we use a lysing reagent in order to lyse the red blood cells since we already counted it. And upon lysing, we will be able to count now another parameter, which is the hemoglobin. Huwag kakalimutan. Okay? So this for platelet, red blood cells, white blood cells, and hemoglobin. Anong CBC measurement ngayong procedure ni Beckman-Coulter dito? They are all directly measured. So yun yung reason bakit sila directly measured. Based sa machine, directly sa machine sila na measure. Huwag kakalimutan. Then number 5, sabi dito, the counting of both chambers provide a histogram. So this is our histogram already. Both the RBC chamber and the WBC chamber will produce a histogram. So basic recall tayo sa histogram. So histogram is also like a chart. It has its y-axis and also has its x-axis, hindi lang nakita dito. So what does x-axis and y-axis represent? So x-axis represents the cell size. Huwag kakalimutan. Mamaya makikita natin may mga values din yung mga x-axis natin later. And then the y-axis naman would determine the frequency or gaano kadami yung cells na na-count mo. So from histogram, we have here derived values. Ano nga ulit yung mga derived values natin? So first, from RBC histogram, ano yung mga na-derive nating mga values from RBC and platelet histogram? We have the MCV, the RDW, the PCV, and then the PDW. Huwag kakalimutan, guys. Okay? Next tayo. So let us see how the parameters are being counted. So may directly measured parameters na tayo. Meron na din tayong mga derived RBC or platelet, derived measurements of the CBC. So at this point, we now have your directly measured, derived, also your 3-part and 5-part differential, which are also found from the histogram. Pero yung explanation kasi nasa last part pa siya. But at this point, you should have already your 3-part and 5-part differential, which was acquired from your histogram. But we will discuss later how were they able to find this 3 and 5-part differential. So yung kulang na lang sa atin ngayon is the computed values, the hematocrit, the MCH, and the MCHC. Now let us look at the number 6. So I think kulang yung statement dyan. It should have also the directly counted parameters. So let's read number 6. Using the RBC histogram and directly counted parameters, values for hematocrit, MCH, and MCHC are computed. If you look at this table 15-1 that was shown to you from Rodax, you look at how the parameters hematocrit, MCH, and MCHC was acquired using the Beckman-Coulter Unicell DXH800, which is our main method in CBC. Si hematocrit, there is a formula kasi itong mga values are computed. Itong mga computed values are computed using formula. So let's start with hematocrit. How was it computed? So hematocrit, it has a formula of RBC times MCV all over 10. Si RBC ba kanina? Nakuha na ba natin yung measurement ng RBC? Yes, paano? Was it directly measured, derived, or computed? It was directly measured. How about MCV? This was, how did we get it? This was derived. So they've all over 10. How about MCH? Hemoglobin over RBC times 10. Si hemoglobin, nakuha na ba natin siya kanina? Yes. How? Direct. How about si RBC? Nakuha na ba natin din siya kanina? Yes. How? Direct. Then, how about MCHC? Si hemoglobin, nakuha natin siya directly, and si hematocrit, kakakuha lang natin from computed value. So if you look at this pattern, may pattern pala yung pagkuha ng mga parameters in the CBC analysis. Hindi siya simultaneously na nakukuha. First, you would form the directly measured parameters, and after that, histogram would be produced, and from there we have derived values from the histogram itself. We have derived measurements from the histogram. And after this, these two parameters from directly measured and derived from histogram, we would now have the computed values. So systematic lagi pala yung pagkuha ng mga values ni Beckman-Coulter system. Hindi sila simultaneous, okay? So it's very important to know that if you plan on mastering the automation of hematology part. So number 7 tayo. Now, using the WBC histogram, WBC differential count is used. Yun yung sinasabi natin kanina. Using the WBC histogram, we are now able to provide differential. Number 8, sabi dito, before, 3-part differential was only performed. However, advancement on the instrument allowed for a 5-part differential, which actually used the VCS technology. And C stands for conductivity. Huwag kakalimutan. So from 3-part differential, naging 5-part differential. And I will explain that to you later. So in histogram, pag naiisip nyo, paano ba nare-read ni RBC chamber yung isang cell if it is platelet or red blood cell? Remember, we have two chambers, right? The red blood cell chamber and then the WBC chamber. So chamber, RBC chamber, and the WBC chamber. Sa RBC chamber, ano mga values na makukuha mo? You have the platelet and the red blood cells. So doon muna tayo. Now look at the table of sensitivity. Sa platelet, ang kanyang sensitivity daw ay 2 to 20 femtoliters. Whereas sa red blood cells, ang kanya namang sensitivity ay 36 to 360 femtoliters. So yung sensitivity dito, yung ginagamit na way ng machine natin para malaman whether that cell that is being read falls in the range of platelet and red blood cells. For example, upon reading from the RBC chamber, ang na-read na size ng isang cell ay, sabi natin, 39. Yung 39, magfo-fall ba siya sa 2 to 20 femtoliters ni platelet or sa 36 to 360 femtoliters ni RBC? Magfo-fall siya sa red blood cells. Therefore, the sensitivities in the histogram is used to determine what type of cell is being read. Okay? So, it is also important to note na hindi nag-overlap yung sensitivities ni platelet and ni RBC, and that is how it is designed in the red blood cell chamber. If you look closely dun sa sensitivities naman ni RBC and then ni WBC, 36 to 360 can overlap with 35 to 90, 90 to 160, 160 to 450 femtoliters. However, magkakaproblema po ba yan dun sa Beckman-Coulter machine natin? Yes or no? Hindi po, di ba? Kasi si red blood cell, saan ba siyang chamber nare-read sa RBC chamber, whereas the WBC differential is not read at RBC chamber. Therefore, nare-read siya sa WBC chamber. Hence, hindi magkakaroon ng problema although there is overlapping of sensitivities between these two groups of cells, they are read at different chambers. Therefore, hindi sila magkakaroon ng problems. Okay? So for example, sa RBC chamber, 45 yung na-read femtoliters yung na-read na cell. So sa RBC chamber, that would fall in the red blood cell sensitivities. Whereas yung 45 femtoliters sa WBC chamber, that would fall under lymphocyte sensitivities. Therefore, there will be no problems in the overlap of these sensitivities due to the nature of the chambers being divided. Okay? So wag kakalimutan. So this is an example of a histogram. Actually, ako lang yung naglagay dito ng mga arrows and then yung mga lines that divides the each peak. So tawag natin sa bawat wave R peak. So this is an example of a histogram. So ano nga ulit yung reflection ni x-axis? So this x-axis reflects the size. So sabi ko sa inyo kanina, may mga values yan. 0, 50, 100, 150, 200. And this is expressed actually in femtoliters. Malalaman natin mamaya kung ano yung mga designation ng mga wave or peaks na yan. So pinag-usapan na natin dito is femtoliters. How about y-axis nga? The y-axis represents what? The number of the cells that are being read. So meaning, the higher the height, what does that mean? The higher the height, the higher the number of cells being enumerated. Ganun lang yan. The lower the wave, the lower the number of cells that are being read. So wag natin kakalimutan yun. So VCS technology, just to summarize what the technology is all about, volume includes your volume, which is this one, is measured using this particular principle, which is your low frequency direct current. How about conductivity? Conductivity is used with the principle high frequency alternating current. And in conductivity, anong mine-measure natin dito? We measure the internal complexity. How about the scatter? Anong ginagamit ng principle? Its principle lies on the monochromatic laser light, which detects the cell surface structures like your shape and your reflectivity. So before I go there, we have this picture that is in front of you. So apart from histogram, may tinatawag din tayong diagram na to. What do you call this diagram? This is actually called your scatter plots. So I told you a while ago that there are two types of diagram in hematology. Ano nga tong pinaka-right side natin? This is your histogram. And then the left side, that would be your scatter plot. So first of all, ano ba yung nakikita nyong striking difference nung dalawa besides the advancement? When you look at this picture, what do you see? What is the difference between them? Let us start with the histogram. Sa kay histogram, ilang categories niya ba kinakategorize ang white blood cell? 1, 2, 3. Tatlo lang. How about kay scatter plot? Ilan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Therefore, due to the advancement, sinabi natin from number 8, due to the advancement on the instrument allowed, there was before a three-part differential which was produced by the histogram. But due to the advancement, five-part differential, which is usually represented by the scatter plots, are now used because of the VCS technology. So instead of mononuclear cells and granulocytes dito, may monocytes ka na. And then yung mga granulocytes are already categorized independently. So may neutrophil na, may eosinophil, may basophil, and also may lymphocyte. Okay? So, aside from the histogram itself, meron din tayong tinatawag na region code flags or the R flags. Ano ba itong mga flags na to? These flags would represent some errors in the machine, and it would tell you that something is not functioning in the machine or there is an error in the specimen or in the handling itself. So all in all, in the WBC histogram, sa WBC histogram, we have 7 flags or region code flags. Ano yung mga yon? So, mamay-label natin kung saan ba makikita yung mga flags na yun. So, for R1, you have Before that, labelan muna natin. Yung left side, ano nga yung representation nito? This is your lymphocyte peak. How about the middle one? This is your M, so middle mononuclear cells. And the last one here are your granulocytes. Huwag kakalimutan. So R1, sabi dito, warning in the left of lymphocyte peak. So, lymphocyte peak saan? Sa right or sa left ni lymphocyte peak? Sa left. Therefore, andito yung R1 natin. And ano ba yung mga reason why there is an R1 flag? It could be due to NRBC or nucleated red blood cells. You have the sickle cells, clump or giant platelets, which can be counted as white blood cells. Number R2 or the R2 flag. Sabi dito, overlap between the lymphocyte and the mononuclear cells. So, nandito siya sa gitna ni lymphocyte and mononuclear cells boundary. So, due to, ano ba yung mga reasons of R2 flag? It can be due to atypical lymphocytes, blasts, and plasma cells. Huwag kakalimutan. How about R3? R3 naman is an overlap between the mononuclear cells and granulocyte boundary. So, andito siya. So, this is due to immature granulocyte cells such as bands and metamyocytes. R4, on the other hand, is a warning naman daw to the right of the granulocyte. So, andito si R4 due to high granulocyte population. If there are multiple region overflags such as RM, so for example, sa plugging mo may R1, R2, definitely magkakaroon ng RM, which could indicate multiple region overlapping. Then there's also H, which tells you that the parameter value is higher than the set normal limit, and L kapag lower naman than the set normal limit. Number 32 and number 33, this is actually I have a story here kasi after first day ng board exam, of course, you have to prepare for the second day. So after 5 o'clock na exam, ang ginawa ko 5 to 6, nag-rationalize kami ng mga kaklase ko, which is a big no-no in board exam. Dapat, after first day, you have to put your game face on for the next 3 subjects of the second day. Eh, ginawa namin, nag-rationalize kami, na-disappoint pa kami. Kaya dapat wag nyo nang gawin yun. Kasi more or less, pwede kayo makapag-rationalize after board exam. But during those time, you have to put your game face on in the last 3 subjects. So after 5 to 6, nakipagkwentuhan ako. Then 6 to 7, I think I ate my dinner. 7, nakaiga na ako. Eh, hindi ako makatulog nun, guys. So inisip ko, what if balikan ko yung mga mali ko ng mga sagot sa ISBB tsaka sa HIMA. So first, nag-ISBB HAR ako. And then after ko matapos sa ISBB HAR, hindi pa rin ako inaantok. Nag-Hematerion ako. Itong dalawang question na to is actually rooted or stemming from Hematerion. And natutuwa ako kasi nagkamali ako dun sa pagsagot ko nito in the Hematerion. So I was able to go back to these questions kasi yung mga questions na binalikan ko na lang before were those na nagkamali ako. Therefore, I was able to answer this one. So number 32, just look for the words here na reflect and related. Sabi dito, the sorting of leukocyte subpopulations in the WBC histogram obtained from electrical impedance reflects and then yung sa related. If you go here in RODAC, sabi niya dito, how do we read the leukocyte histogram? Sabi dito, size reference leukocyte histograms display the classification of leukocytes according to size following lysis. It does not display the native cell size. The lytic reagent causes a cytochemical reaction. So, di ba meron tayong lysis reagent kanina? So, sabi dito, it can cause cytochemical reaction daw. Therefore, as a result of the reaction, the cytoplasm collapses around the nucleus, producing differential shrinkage. Ang daming sinabi ni Rodax. But what simply does it state? So, babalik tayo sa WBC chamber natin. WBC chamber natin, sabi natin there is a lysine reagent for HB hemoglobin count. The lysine reagent also has another role. Hindi lang siya maglalyse ng red blood cell for hemoglobin count. It also has an effect to the WBCs. How? it collapses the cytoplasm of your white blood cells to produce shrinkage around the nucleus. So for example, ito yung original size ng nucleus and cytoplasm of your white blood cells. After treating it with lysine reagent, naging ganito na siya. Si cytoplasm nagkaroon ng differential shrinkage in a sense na nagkatabi na sila ng nucleus. Therefore, relatively nagkaroon na sila ng similar size with the nuclear set your nucleus. So in WBC histogram, we categorize the white blood cells according to the nucleus of the white blood cell, not the entire size of white blood cell. Therefore, our answer in number 32, the sorting in WBC histogram reflects the relative size only. Therefore, it is related kasi to the nuclear size, not the entire WBC size. So, ang ganda sana no kung yung reflect ay yung related relative. Hindi. Nagkaiba. So, reflection siya ng relative size and related siya sa nuclear size.